I'm going to give you a quick run through of the new initial settings tool for the AEC 400. I'm going to start by saying that it's very similar to the initial settings tool for the AE 200. So if you've got familiarity with that, this should be a snap to walk through, and I'm going to highlight some of the differences. I'm going to start off by saying that I've got version 3.21 installed, so always check Impro for the latest version and download it from the central controller site. When doing the initial settings tool, it's always best to go left to right and check each tab, even if you don't configure them, because it makes sure that anything that requires you to have there's a dependency, like interlock tool or billing settings, everything will be correctly configured if you go methodically step by step. So it's always best practice to do that. I'm going to start by saying that the difference here is that unlike where we had the master column and the expansion column, now we don't select the master by model number. We just select the master with a check mark because both controllers are the same now. It's just one has a touchscreen, one doesn't. So for this example, I'm going to do 3 controllers in our training room example. I'm going to say that the first one is going to be the 192.168.1.1, which is our default IP address. And we'll say that you have already configured these for .2 and .3. So I'm going to change this one to an EWC 50 and then hit OK. And we move on to the next tab. So this is new. And that this is where now we select the master. Now we select the ICCW master. This is where we turn on the billing settings if we're doing energy apportionment. So I'm going to click edit. And I see that the system manager by default is going to be controller number 1, but I can check this on number 3 or number 2. It doesn't matter. If we're doing energy apportionment, you click billing functions. And then I've got 2 things here that I want to call out. So web display allows me to select which controllers are part of the ICCW. So if I don't want to have the web browser show those other controllers, I wouldn't select it. But for here, I'm going to say you're the web display. And the same is true for LCD display. So we can actually configure which central controllers are displayed. So up to 8 central controllers can be selected here. And then for the web display, we can do up to 40, which is how we get that 2,000 units for ICCW. The same is true here on number 2. So it's not the system manager, but let's say I want to be able to show everything on the web or the touchscreen. I add that here, and now everything is visible and controllable from the second controller and the first controller, which we couldn't do when we had the AE50, the master expansion, etc. Now everything talks, everything communicates, and we're good to go. So I'm going to hit save and move on. The next tab is the basic system. So the same pull down menu that we're used to seeing is here. So this is going to be controller 1. We'll call this the master. And if I hit save, it actually adds the name up here to the list of controllers. So we know which one we're targeting when we're making configuration changes. So for number 2, we're going to call this expansion number 1. I hit save. And then we're going to make this expansion number 2. I hit save and we're good to go. So now we've got 3 different controllers and we've got the names. And then with the acquire button here, it's a good way to test whether or not you're actually connected to the central controller. And so if you are, it will actually pull up the serial and model number of the software version of the controller here. Network settings, this is where you go in and you can change your network settings. Ignore the DHCP, we're not going to worry about that. LAN 2, for now, is used for BACnet. So in the future, it might be used for other things, but for now, just like the AE200, it's LAN 1 is for your configuration and communication, and then LAN 2 is for BACnet. Another couple things to point out here is that we've got the same configuration for that CN5. So the emergency stop or the demand level, which is peak cut. And then we've also got configuration for CN6, which is the new refrigerant error output alarm. So we can alarm from the central controller and have some configuration points for that here. If they're adding a Modbus power meter, you configure your Modbus connection here. So 19.2 or 57.6, etc. The likelihood that this gets used in real life in North America is pretty low, but just in case someone needs it, that's it right there. It's not for energy apportionment. Energy apportionment still has to use the PI controller, and it's not communicating. One thing I do want to point out here that's a little bit different is this new monitor operation display button. So when I click this button, it actually lets me configure which items are shown on the tiles for the indoor unit and also for the central controller. Not the, excuse me, indoor unit, outdoor unit, etc. So we can change the air conditioner to show room temp or room humidity if we've got smart MEs, or fan speed or mode, etc. So room temp, set temp, we can leave that there. The outdoor unit, we have the ability to display the TH7 outdoor. And the same thing, if we've got LOSNE units, we can show the mode. And if we've got the CO2 connected, we can show that. Otherwise, I recommend you just hide that so it doesn't display the dashes, but that's okay. I'm going to hit save and move on. On to unit settings. So if you've programmed a central controller before, this is going to be very much like what you're used to. So you enter your group names from your as-built DSB. So things like this is going to be PEFY 36 or something like that, or Juan's office. And then to add the actual MNet unit, you click the icon. You've got your MNet unit, MNet address there. And then you select the icon. So if it's a PKFY, we can select that wall-mounted unit. And now the tile on the touchscreen and an ICCW will reflect the actual unit. If this is a P series, we do the same thing. For the data room, and we select a control. So let's say it's a PCA, and that's MNet address 2. And then if we've got a DIDO that's controlling an exhaust fan, we can do something like that. So this is going to be general equipment. MNet address 3, it's going to be contact 1 or channel 1. And I'm going to allow individual and on batch control. And this is going to be exhaust fan. So you repeat that process for all of your units. And then you go on to hot water supply, which we don't have. Refrigerant system. I've got an outdoor unit at address 51, and I know that it's connected to MNet address 1. So I programmed that here. And you can see, because this is a control, it already recognized that my outdoor unit is on address 2. So I click OK. Outdoor unit name. So because we can now do a floor plan for outdoor units, I'm going to call this heat pump 1, or whatever the equipment tag is on the unit. It's really useful if you've got tags up on the roof. Now you've got a service contractor who's not having to figure out where address 76 is. They can look at the floor plan, see where it is, and go straight to the service. Click Save. Interlock LOSNEs if we have that. And then blocks. So I can add everything into a single block here and control everything at the same time. It's really useful if you've got a school building where you're controlling different wings or sports areas. You know, the school gym has a different schedule than the cafeteria, etc. But for now, what I'm going to do is just take the easy way out and hit this button of copy from group settings. So now my blocks are just taken from the groups. I hit save and we're ready to go. Energy management blocks, we don't need that because we're not doing energy apportionment, but you can hit the same easy button, and now your system controller 1 block, block 1, 2, 3 matches your energy management blocks that are in your master central controller. If you've got the PI, it's the same thing. You add your MNet address, name your channels, give it your pulse weight, change your units, and you're ready to go. AI controllers are the same. Modbus is if you've got a Modbus meter, Now you choose a Modbus address. You've already programmed the baud rate on that basic settings tab. And then you can select from the meter type, but we don't really have one here, so we're just going to keep going. And we're good to go. So now we move on to the next tab, which is going to be floor settings. So floor settings has 4 tabs, but these 2 tabs are for the touchscreen, and then these 2 tabs are for the ICCW. So I'm going to change this to 2 floors just for the sake of doing a demo here. And this is going to be training room, and this is going to be the roof plan. I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to import my graphic from my desktop. Let's go with, floor plan 1, and then we've got the roof. I hit save. And now when I go to do my layouts, I can choose the small, medium, or large grid size, and it lets me snap to grid where the units are actually going to go. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can see everything. It will say Juan's office is the City Multi training room. If I don't like the grid, I can just uncheck it, and now I'm free to put that wherever I want on the floor plan. Let's say the P series is in the MBS room, and then I've got an exhaust fan for the M&P room, just in case all that 454 equipment blows up. If I've got something in the wrong place, click deletion button, and now it goes back into the list of available units to configure. I hit save and go to OK. This another window tab lets me blow up this floor plan into a separate pop-up window that I can maximize and see in my entire computer screen. So rather than doing everything that we just did twice, I'm just going to hit copy from floor settings. And then now everything that I programmed will be right here. So if I go back, I didn't do my roof floor plan. So now I'm going to select my roof, and I'm going to add my outdoor unit right here. So I add it over the picture of the outdoor unit, hit save, and now I've got a floor plan that has the outdoor units on it that I can actually look at and assign everything to. Hit save. I'm going to go back to floor layout for web, copy that because I changed the roof, and now that is reflected on the roof. There we go. Building functions are here. Interlock control setting is here. And then one thing to note is that you've got to turn on this outdoor unit measurement tabs, and I've created a video that shows you how to do that. Once you're done, you're going to send to all controllers. So first I'm going to save it. I'm going to save as, we'll call this Juan's demo, our Juan's example. And now I've got a backup that is ready to be sent to the controller. I can refer to it for the future reference. I turn that on, and then now I'm going to send to controllers. So save it, and I'm going to send to all controllers. And so the username is initial, just like we're used to, but the password is going to be init with a capital I-N-I-T. And then the password also includes the DP, digital PIN number, or that's just the serial number. So let's say this master controller is 251226 is the serial. That would be the password. I hit OK, and then now it'll go out and push this file into those central controllers, and you're done. You have successfully programmed your central controller. You should be ready to rock and roll.